Hi all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about cleanup policy in Article Registry. So in the first part, we have seen how to create like repositories in Article Registry, what are like virtual repo, remote repo, standard repo. And in this, we will talk about cleanup policies. So what will happen with cleanup policy? It will automatically delete the artifact versions you no longer need and protect the ones you do. And it will also stop your storage growing forever. So basically, when you create a new image, there are some images that you don't need in future or you are using for this testing. So it can delete it, and there are some images which you want to protect for future. So it can help with that also, and it will also stop your storage cost. So suppose your image is 500 MB, and if you kept on creating, it will take so much of space, and you have to pay for that also. So for that, we have four options. Like we can use delete policy, keep policy, dry run, and console demo. I am going to cover these four options. So let's move forward. So what is the problem? Why we need cleanup policies? So every commit ships an image and storage never stops growing. You can see it will kept on using your storage, and so whenever typical CI/CD pipeline pushes a fresh image on every commit. So when you're in a CI/CD pipeline or even like your GitHub Actions or Cloud build, it will create an image and the builds pile up. You keep paying to store them, and almost none of them will ever be pulled again. So most of your images are just for testing and will not be pulled again. So suppose you are pushing 20 images per day, and each image is 500 MB, and it is a big image you can think of. So what will happen? It will accumulate it to 300 GB for only 1 month, for only one pipeline. And if you have multiple pipelines, multiple teams are all are pushing, so you can see how much storage it is kept on consuming. So, and what will happen in all those 20 images if you have pushed per day, or we can say 600 images, you will only use two or three versions that you actually run, and the rest is dead weight because you are not using that version, but it is still uh, in your storage, in your cloud storage. If you say at the backend article registry use cloud storage only, so it will still using your storage. You are paying for that. That's why we have a concept of cleanup policy. So cleanup policy is a rule that article registry runs on its own to delete the stale versions automatically. You don't have to run any script, no cron job, and no one remembering to do it. It will just you have to provide the options, and we will see in the demo how to do that. Now let's move forward. So there are two kind of rules. First, we have a safety switch also. So we have to attach the policy to a repository, and we cannot attach a policy to a project. If you have 100 of repository and you think I will attach a common policy to a project and it will take effect to all the repositories, that option is not available as of now. But if you have to attach the like policy to a repo, and a background job evaluates them periodically and changes take effect. So it will run via Google Cloud only. We don't have much control on it when it will run, but when you create a new policy, it will take up to 24 hours to changes take effect. And every policy is of two types. One is delete policy and second is keep policy. So delete policy means remove what's still. Still means that is old you are not using. So we can remove like delete that. So defines you can define a age threshold plus optional filters, and you can use versions that get messed deleted on the next one. So it will drive the cleanup. And keep policy, it protects what matters. So maybe there are some images you want to save and data running on your cluster or a cloud run, and maybe if pods restart or something happens, it need to pull the image again. So that's why you want to protect that is matters for you, and delete that is not matter. So it will shield specific versions from deletions. It works alongside a delete policy and always wins a tie. So suppose there is a delete policy and keep policy. So delete is saying let me delete the image, and keep is saying no, I want to keep the image. So when there is a like both are working together on the same image, so always keep policy is the tie, and it will always keep your image safe. And we have a dry run option also. So it is a preview option and don't delete. So you can see how it will happen if you create a policy, how delete will happen. It will just create a lock. It will not do anything. But it is a dry run. You can check whether the policy is working fine or according to your needs, according to the organization needs. It is not deleting that something you not define. You have to see multiple things. For that we have preview one. So repositories in dry run artifact registry only logs what it would delete. Nothing is removed. Always start from here. Use dry run first, and a repository can hold server policy at once. And most team pairs a few keep rules with one or two delete rules. So we can create multiple policies, and like you can mix both keep rules and delete rules according to your need. And when you create a delete policy, you have some age threshold with we have some filters also. First of all, you can define an age like older than, newer than. So this is the core condition. It will target versions by the time since upload. Suppose you want to delete anything older than 30 days, so you can define like that. After that, you have some multiple filters also. You can use tag state. So if image is older than 30 days and it is not untagged, so delete it. Or if it tagged, delete it. Or if any other thing, you can use that also. So limited to untagged leftovers, that is safest, only tagged versions or any. So untagged is the only classic one. So someone is pushing the image that is not tagged, so you can just delete that image. Also, you can use track prefixes also. So the tag is start with feature or PR, so you can delete those. Maybe someone is just testing a feature branch and just created a feature tag and that is not using in the future releases. You can just delete it. Even you can define name prefixes also, so you can scope the policy to certain package or version names like package name and version name prefixes you can use and apply different rules to different apps in one repo. So this is kind of a delete policy in which what we are doing, we have created a name, delete and tag, and what action it will take. It will take a delete action. Condition, what is condition? If any untag image older than this much of second, that is 3 days, so it will delete the your image. Now we have keep policies. So basically, keep policies are typed to protect a version. So we have two options: conditional keep and keep most recent version. So what will happen? So keep policies only do something next to a delete policy. Suppose they will rescue the version that delete rule would otherwise remove. So there's an option like possibility like delete policy will delete one of your version and you want to save it. So option is use keep policy, and a single keep policy uses one of these two modes. We cannot use both together. So conditional keep. So we can keep some criteria or keep version that meets our criteria like tag prefixes, package name, tag state, or use to pin releases like this. You can use a condition and we can use a tag prefix. If it's starting with V or release, keep it safe. Or you can also use something like that, keep most recent version. So if you want to make sure your top new 10 images will not be deleted, so you can keep count 10. So it will not touch your top 10, like top 10 not. So it will not touch your top new 10 images. So it will, you can keep the newest number per package regardless of age and your rollback buffer. Optionally, scope to certain package prefixes. So we can use this option also, and we cannot combine both conditional keep and keep most recent version as we have talked about. And we can use a separate policy for each, and to even see a keep policy effect, the repo needs at least one active delete policy. So we need a delete policy first, then only we can see the effect of our keep policy. Otherwise, there is no benefit of creating it. And as we already seen what will happen, like precedence, when both match, keep always win. So one version is this. We have a delete rule. Like anything matches older than 90 days must be deleted, but there's a keep rule also. So it will like so if it matches a prefix that is starting with V, that is this is starting with V, so it will keep. So what is the result? The version is kept. It will not delete the version. So delete will always lose if we have a keep rule. After that, never enable a policy blind. Always use a dry run first. So set is to dry run. So attach your delete and keep policies with repo execution to move to dry run. So nothing is deleted. Artifact registry only logs what it will remove, and you want first check the logs. If you're satisfied, then you can move ahead and review the results if you are okay with that or not. And it will take up to 1 day to you will get the results. It is not instant like you have created a policy and you will see the results. It will take up to 1 day, and once you are okay with the results, you are see yeah, now it is working fine. All the logs are according to your policy. So you can switch to delete artifacts. So policy will move from dry run to delete artifacts, and it will start deleting your like old images or artifacts in the next run. And these are some steps which you can do in the console, which we are going to see already. So we have to go to repository, click on edit. You can go to cleanup policy. You can add, delete, stale, conditional, all these, and you can do a like keep recent versions and all these you can define, and you can use the execution mode as dry run, or you can use delete artifacts. These all we are going to see in the console. And what actually cleanup actually did in the cloud logging. So to see what is going to happen for the logging part, you can use cloud logging. So first of all, we have to run the data right logging. So it is a like data access logs. So cleanup events like eliminate data access log that is not enabled by default. So first of all, you have to enable the data write access logs inside for the artifact registry. Once that is enabled, you can update or create a policy, and once that is done, then only you will see all the logs in the cloud logging. Before that, even it will work, it will not show any logs because you have to enable the data access log that is not enabled by default. And it will use artifact registry service account to do all the things like deleting all the old versions, all that. So you will not see your name, but it will show the artifact registry service account email address. And there are some limits that it is not instant. So as I've told you, it will take about a day. It is not immediately. So we have some limits like 3 lakhs delete repo per day. So it will count towards your quota and are capped up to 3 lakhs k, like 3 lakhs per repository per day. Parent manifest. So child images referenced by a parent manifest aren't deleted until the parent itself is removed. So it is more into multi-architecture image like you are using for AMD and X32, X64, something like that. So once it will not delete its child manifest, child images until a parent is deleted. So this is little bit different concept, but it is how it works. And immutable text. So if repo has a immutable text enabled, text version can't be deleted by any policy. Needs a delete, as I already told. Keeps policy on it does nothing. It has must be paired with an active delete policy. And deletion is permanent. Once it is deleted, you cannot roll back. That's all from the PPT. Now let's go to console and see this is in demo. For the demo part, deletion will not work because it will take a day, but I will try to show how to create these policies in my console right now. So let me create a repository first so that we can do some testing. We can name it the standard repo, and after that mode is standard. So I have already covered remote and virtual. You can check out my previous videos. In the region, I'm going to choose US Central one, and after that most of the things are okay. And for the cleanup policies, first of all, let's post some images. Then we will come on this part later on. And scanning, I don't need it as of now. Just click on create. So it is going to create a standard repo for us. And I've already logged into my Cloud Shell also. So I have exported some variables, so project ID, location, and my repo name, so that it will be easy to run some commands. Now, first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull some images, and then I will tag and push into artifact. So let me pull Docker pull Alpine version 13.18. Then I will put 17 also, and I will pull 16 also. Three Alpine versions I am pulling from the Docker directly, so that we can test multiple things. Okay, now if I clear my screen and then Docker images, I can see I have three images 16, 17, 18, and these are the versions which I have pulled. Now I will tag these images. So I will tag 3.18 with name web app alpha 1.0. So let me click on enter. And for 3.17, I will tag as alpha 2.0, and I will do same for the 3.16 also. I will tag as web app v0 beta. So if I do Docker images now, so I have three tags already there. You can see these are the three tags available in my Cloud Shell. Now I'm going to push these images to my. If I do Docker images, I can just run that also Docker push. And before I will push the images, one thing I forgot, we have to click on setup instructions and I will configure the Docker. So we have to run this command. So let me click on enter. Okay, like it is not okay. Now let me click on this. So it will just configure and so that we can log in and authenticate and push the images. Now let me clear my screen. Now again Docker images, and you can use Docker push and choose any version. First of all, which you want to push. Now I will do same for another version, that is 2.0, and do the same thing for our third version, v0.beta. So all the three versions now has been pushed. This is just pushing, it will take a minute or two. And if we come back to our article history and just refresh the page, we can see we have a web app, and in that we have three different images. So and we have a tag like v0 beta, alpha 2.0 and alpha 1.0. Now let's pull more images and create more text. So clear my screen, and now let me pull docker 3 docker pull alpine 3.15 also, and I after that I will try to pull like 3.14 also. Okay, this is also pulled, and I will tag it web app release 1.0, that version 3.15, and version 3.14 I will tag as web app release 2.0. Clear my screen and see the new images, docker images, and if I do docker push our release 1.0, and after that I will push my release 2.0 also. Now do docker push release 2.0 in our here, and we can see now we have five images with different release tags, and like not release tag but different tags. Some is using release, some is using alpha, some is using v.0 beta. Let me clear my screen. Now I will pull three more, like 3.13 and 3.12 and 3.11. After that we will start our policies option, and this is also done. Let me pull one more format. Let me pull one more 3.11. So we have now total 9 images. So I will tag these images also, and I will tag this as mobile version 1.0, then mobile version 2, then mobile version 3.0. Now I will push this. So if I do docker images, so we can see this is our mobile version 3.0. So I can do docker push, and let me push this. Then I will push my 2.0 and 3.0 also. My console now I have web app, and then I have mobile, and for mobile I have three different images, and for my like version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and for web app I have different versions. That is, as we already seen, like release one and alpha one, all that. Now I will go to my registry back. Now I will click on edit repository, and I will add some cleanup policies. So now let's come down, and we have two options as I've told you, delete artifacts and dry run. So I can create the policies, but I cannot show the logs and all these things because it will take a day, and I cannot wait a day for this. So, but you will understand what I will trying to show in the demo. So I will click on add a cleanup policy. In this, we have to first of all give a name. So suppose we can give a delete pre-release. We want to delete the pre-release, and we have to type the policy type. So there are three: conditional delete, conditional keep, or keep the most recent version. So we are going to give conditional delete, and after that we have to select the tag state. So tag state means any tag. It can be tagged or untagged, or you want to delete tagged one, or you want to delete untagged. So let's select tagged one. I want to delete the tagged one, and after that you can select a version prefix, you can use tag prefix, you can use package prefix, older than, newer than. So for this, select tag prefix, and in this you have to provide the tag. So you can type any tag which you have created. So like I have these tags available. So what I can do, I can choose any one of these. So let's select alpha. I want to use alpha, and after that I can choose one more tag. Let's suppose I can choose v0 also. So prefix means if any tag start with alpha or v0, so those are all automatically selected. And you can use version prefix also if you want to use. So if you are using any specific versions prefix, you can use that. And then you use package prefix also, like you can use older than, if the image is older than this and that, newer than. So let's select this, and Click on done. And so we have created one specific policy and now do one. So before, so we can add multiple policies there. So we can click on add a cleanup policy, new policy, and we can say keep tag release. In this, we are going to choose conditional keep. So we want to keep. And again, what you want to your tag state. So we want to say tagged one. And again, we have to select the tag. So in the tag prefix, we can select this, and we can say if any tag start with release. So we have a tag that is release. We want to keep it, and after that we can select a version prefix, like package prefix or version prefix also. For the package prefix, we can select like web app, that is our package, and we can select like mobile. These all are our package. So if you hope you remember, we have two packages. You can see it is also showing package here also, mobile and web app. If you go to mobile also, it will show it as a package. You can see package equals to mobile. So we can select that also if you want to save all the images inside that. If you want to save both of these like web app and release and all that, and click on done. And after that, we can add more if you want. Let's add one more thing and just name it the minimum version. In this, we can type, you like choose this keep most recent versions, and you can provide a count how many versions you want to save. You can see 10, like or 3. You can provide any version how many images you want to save, and after that you can provide package prefixes in which package you want to save. So I can say like I want to save in mobile one, and you can do done and just create it. So I'm just doing it. Doesn't mean it will work. I'm just showing the multiple options we have, and we can create based on that. Now, if you want to see it, you can click on show more also. It will show all the cleanup policies like we have keep most even recent one, conditional keep and all that. But you can go back to standard one also. And click on edit repository and it can show you more things how it is created. For one more thing I want to tell you. So if we go here and our second policy, that is this one keep tag release. So what will happen? It will become an end policy also. So it will first of all check whether first of all it will check package where it is web app, and then it will check whether it has a tag release. So web app, if web app package has a release, then it will keep. If mobile, and then it will go to mobile and it will check if there is any release package. It will see if it doesn't have, so it will just delete the policy. It will delete the image. So it is kind of end policy. Now what we can do, the same thing can be done via like Cloud Shell also. For that you have to create some JSON files in which you have to define your all the things. Let me clear my screen and just say clean. I do create a file like vi cleanup.json and I will paste some code. So in this code, let me save it and do cat also, that cleanup.json. So in this code, we are creating the same thing. We can create via JSON file also. We can just delete. You can provide the name. You can provide the action. Then you provide the condition like tag alpha v0 older than 1 day, and then we can keep action keep tag release package prefix. What we have done via console, we can do same from here also. So if I come back and go back to my repository and just delete the rules from there and click on edit repository and let me delete everything. So if I delete and click on update, and then we can create the same via console also. So I think that it has been deleted. And if I go to edit once again, let's once confirm, you can see as of now we don't have any rules available or policy available. And now let me clear the screen, do ls. It is cleanup dot. So this is the command which we can run. So gcloud artifact repository set cleanup policy. Repo we are providing as a variable, project ID, location, and the policy file. For the policy file, I have to update the name. So that is cleanup.json we have. and after that dry run, so that it will not do anything, it will just create as a dry run. You click on enter. So we can see it has created something and dry run is enabled. We can see now if we go back to our console and just click on refresh once and go inside our repository and click on show more, we can see again we have some uh, policies available. And if you go back inside our console and we can see we have again the same policies, I think, which we have created via console. Now we have created via UI also the same policies, and you can define newer older, but we don't have that option. And conditional delete older than, you can provide like this and that, and if it match all these things, or newer than, so if it newer than 5 days or something. And newer and older cannot be applied like together. Once you are okay with this everything, like you have checked the logs, everything is working fine, you can come back here and click on delete artifacts. Now you can convert this policy as live from dry run to live one and click on save. So now what will happen, it will just start deleting your old artifacts according to the cleanup policy. As of now, it will not do because it will take a day to do this. But now it will start doing this. And if you click on edit repositories, like this, you can create multiple conditions like what you want to do. And like if you have, I've already told you like conditional delete, what is doing, it is just checking the tag prefixes. If it is alpha and v0 and older than this time it will delete automatically. If you want to keep minimum version, you can define 3 version I want to minimum keep. And web app and for mobile, so for web app and mobile I want to keep minimum 3 versions. And if those versions come under this also conditional delete, it will not delete because keep policy will always take precedence. After that you can keep tagged release also, so you can do a conditional keep. You want to keep anything that is tagged as release and package is matching a web app. So you want to do that, you want to do an image older than that time you want, you can delete that. If you want to delete any image newer than like 2 days, so you want to delete, someone has created new images in like in last 2 days, you want to delete that, you can do that also. Multiple options are there. And these policy you have to first do dry run and understand with your team whether it is working fine or not. Try multiple dry run policies and check the logs. Once you are satisfied with that, then you can move ahead with this and just move from dry run to delete artifacts so that it can start deleting the artifacts. Or you can go to your data access audit logs and you can select this artifact history API. For a dry run, you have to enable these specific logs. So basically, these are data access logs. It will not enable, but and by default. So if you want to you check any logs in dry run, before that you have to enable this dry like data write and data read, so that it will show what is happening. Otherwise, even if you enable the dry run also, it will not show any logs and you will see what happening, it is working or not. So make sure you enable these. For me I cannot enable, but I'm just showing you what is the option you have to make sure you do. That's all from the video. I hope you found it helpful. I know it is. I'm not able to show you the full demo because there are some limitations and we have need to wait for a day, and that's why. But it is how it works. And don't try to enable directly. Do dry run, and you will understand the policy better. And yeah, that's all from the video. Thank you very much. If any questions, comment it down. I will drop my email ID also. Thank you. Bye.